up everyone and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Chess Doctor here with another banger, and in today's video I am going to show you 3 crazy games that I have played in the recent times, okay? So these games kind of broke my perception of chess and showed me that everything is possible, okay guys? So these games are supposed to like motivate you that you should never resign, because even in some losing situations you can always find a win, okay? Especially if you are lower rated, you're a beginner, other people also don't know what's happening, and I'm here to prove it to you today, okay? So let me start with game number 1. These were all rapid 10-minute games, and in this first game I have 83.5% accuracy and my opponent has 68.5. So these games are not the most accurate, not the best, not the most brilliant, but they're still crazy and worth of showing to the people, okay? Because we can learn a lot from them. So here in this game I wanted to play the Italian, but my opponent decided to go with the Pierce defense and was like, no sir, you won't play the Italian. So I just occupied the center, and you know, I was going to develop my bishop, castle up, and that is it. So my opponent here did something, I really don't know what these moves are. I guess that's just what happens when you play Pierce defense, you can't really do anything. So I developed my bishop on c4, okay? So far so okay. My opponent goes e6, steady and slowly, trying to develop and open up. So I castle up. As I said, that was my main goal. So my main goal was to develop and then castle, and then I will think about attacks and tricks. So here my opponent goes with c5. So they made like 3 good moves in a row, and they challenged my d4 pawn. So here I decided to go here, not really care at this point, and I just pinned the knight to the queen. So he goes with e5, which is a mistake, and here I take the knight. I wanted to exchange this, so my opponent took with the queen. I guess he didn't want to mess up his structure this way, which is a good way of thinking, of course. But here I take this with attack on a queen, and my opponent takes back with the knight, proposing a knight trade, and at the same time attacking my poor bishop, which I definitely don't want to be taken, okay? So I move my bishop, and inaccuracy, whatever, okay? I'm still fine. So he takes this, I take back, and he develops his bishop on e6. So after this, I go with rook e1. I know it always, whenever I do rook e1, for some reason, Stockfish doesn't really like that move, or I just do it in a wrong timing, okay? But I really love having my rook on e1 when I'm castled, because, you know, this looks very threatening, pinnable, and I'm also putting it on a potential open file later. So that's why I did it. He immediately reacts to that. He develops his bishop, wants to castle up kingside, and doesn't want to have any issues with the pins. So here I'm just like, okay, do you want to trade up your light square bishops now? Because I wanted to trade it up for a bishop, of course, but he didn't do it, okay guys? Look at this. He actually moves his queen on g6. I have no idea why. I guess that if he takes, I can't take back, right? So that was, I guess, my opponent's idea, but here I just go with h3. Another inaccuracy, I know, but this is just a slow and steady move of defending my bishop, leaving some space for my king to breathe, and giving my opponent, which is the most important part, you're giving your opponent some time to think and make a move. And when you give your opponent time and space to make a move, they're more likely to blunder. So the more you give them time and space to move, they're more likely to blunder, okay? So make sure to remember that, especially if you're like in my rating, because I don't know, does that work for higher ratings? Probably not, but for my rating I noticed that it actually works really fine. So you just do a couple of good or right moves, even if it's an inaccuracy, don't care, okay guys? Just relax, everything is fine. Save your bishop and then let your opponent think. So here my opponent was just trying to hurry up and castle up. They castled up on queen side. So I go immediately with f4. A good move, solid, nothing wrong with that, because I saw this. I really was hoping that I will get this fork. And look at my opponent. So I just give them some time and space, right? That's what I said. My opponent immediately pre-moves this because he was just seeing ghosts. He was thinking that I will take this with a check and then he will have some problems, okay? after that, I immediately went with f5 because it is what it is. The position was given to me and the chess speaks for itself, okay? So here I just won a bishop, completely free, right? And here it was just game over at this point. I took this pawn, I'm +3, I'm bing chilling, I'm castled up, and I'm pretty much safe. So my opponent developed their rook here, putting it on an open file, thinking that they will be able to get to my king, but I was like, no sir, no sir, okay? No sir, I'm not allowing that in my house. So I go with queen d5, a good move. I'm here offering a queen trade because, I don't know, I just wanted to trade up queens. But my opponent was like, no sir. My opponent was like, sir, I don't want to trade queens, you take mine. So I do, and it's a great move. But as soon as I took up that queen, I noticed that they can actually just simply win back the queen, okay? And they did it. So congratulations to my opponent for finding this move. They won the queen back, but I'm still +8 because first I won a bishop and then I won a free rook. So for me, I'm bing chilling. Okay, guys, I really don't care at this point. So immediately Capa allows having her rooks on f7. Actually, doesn't have to be f file. It can be whatever file on the 7th rank. Rooks are amazing when they can get on the 7th rank, and that is what I did here. So here my opponent attacks my bishop, I move him to safety, top engine line, top engine move, I don't know what, but okay, fine, I did it. He gives me a check, I'm like, sir, I don't care at this point, okay? So I really didn't. And he goes here, why, I have no idea. So I took up this pawn, gave a check, again, top engine move, call me stockfish or whatever. He moves away. I jump with my horse. I also wanted to invite my horse to the game and to play as well because he was standing here a little too passively for me. He did his job in the beginning very well of protecting this pawn in this area, but now he is needed closer to my opponent's king, so that's why I moved him on b5. My opponent went with bishop d4, another good move. This position is just looking crazy, like look at this. It does look very interesting, but my opponent really didn't have any more ideas here, so I gave him another check with the knight, and after this he was forced to go here, so I just won the game immediately because I had this fork, and my opponent of 782 rating decided that it's GG and that they need to resign, which I think that was a pretty good choice and decision by my opponent because this game was already lost. Okay guys, I'm +10, so this game was just so chill for me. I was kind of maybe in danger, or I don't know, I could have lost this and that. I didn't care. I just went straight forward with my own guts and intuition, told my opponent like, here you can have some space and time to think. My opponent got lost in his own thoughts, started seeing ghosts, and I just won a game. So here they're estimating me 1200, which is very flattering and I'm very happy about it. And they're estimating my opponent 750, which is around their rating. So my opponent performed on a regular level, but I stepped up my game this time, okay? So this was game number 1. Let me now show you game number 2. So each game is getting more chaotic, okay? Here I got the black pieces, guys. You can see the accuracy. It's low, okay? But it doesn't matter. We're both 800, we don't care. So my opponent goes with e5, we have e4, and here I go and develop my knight on c6 because I truly don't feel like getting into Petro anymore or Stafford. Guys, I'm so sick and tired of playing that opening for black, so that's why I'm going with this. I don't know what even this opening is when I put my knight here, so if you know, let me know in the comments down below, okay? So he goes with bishop c4, playing the Italian game, which is my opening, so I was like, sir, you cannot do it, okay? It's just simply not allowed because it's my opening and you cannot do it against me. So I go here. I literally allowed my opponent the fried liver attack, but I intuitively knew that he won't do it, okay? So he didn't. And here I do the Gucci piano. You know that I usually, when my opponents play Gucci piano, I play Evans Gambit. So I was expecting that from my opponent as well, but he didn't. He just chilled. He just castled up, which is a book move, of course. And I do the same. So we have like, what, 6 book moves in a row? That is just crazy. For beginners, that is crazy. Then we have rook on e1, another book move. But when I do it, Stockfish is like, that's an inaccuracy. But when my opponents do it, it's a book move. It's a book move, guys, okay? So it is what it is. I don't care about what Stockfish has to say about my moves anymore because I'm beating my opponent, so I don't care at this point. So I go with d5, not the best move played by me because my opponent has this, blah, blah, blah. But I saw that my opponent can and probably has some trickeries here, but I decided to not care and just go and live my life completely freely. So I take back this, he takes, I take back, and he takes with the rook. So this looks very dangerous, and here I was like starting to get a little bit scared, not gonna lie. But then I realized I just have c6 and I shouldn't really care. My problems are solved and it is a top engine move. So I guess my intuition was right once again. So here my opponent is like, oh ho ho, I'm attacking your bishop. But I was like, ho ho ho, I'm attacking your rook. So I attack the rook. He moves. I attack him again. This is a missed win. Let's see what would be the best move played for me. This. How was I supposed to find that? I really don't know. So I didn't. I played like a normal 800 this time. I attack the rook, he moves. I go here because I started to see ghosts. Okay, guys, you should never get yourself in a position where you see the ghost. You have to make your opponent see them, not yourself, because you are the ghost, okay? So I go here because I really didn't want any issues with my king. I don't know why I decided to go with the g6 out of all the moves, but like a g6, okay, guys? Like a g6. We have to stay in that mentality of strong g6. Even if it's an inaccuracy, we don't care. So he proposes a knight trade. I'm like, no, sir. I really wanted chaos in this game. So that's why I left all of the pieces like so uncertain here. I mean, they're defended and everything, but look at this. If this happens, then we can have this. Or like a lot of trades are here at question, and that's why I like it. So here I traded up. I literally forgot about this part. But yeah, I here thought that I was like, oh ho ho, free queen, you know, but like, I really don't know why. But then I realized like, oh, it's pinned. Okay, sorry, sir, sorry, but it's pinned. So I can't really do it. But it doesn't matter. I just take this. And here my opponent has a great move all of a sudden by taking my bishop. Here I just went here. Why did I do that? Now I'm just like rewatching these games, thinking like, why did I even do any of these moves? But I did it. This was the move. I'm just here trying to show you all, especially if you're a beginner, that you really shouldn't care. Even if you make 10,000 mistakes, your opponent is going to do the same. Look at this game. This is just crazy. My opponent could have beaten me 700 times, but he just decided to throw the game. And let me show you the point where he threw the game. I gave him mate in 10. So there was a mate on the board after knight to e4. But my opponent just decided to follow that actually and do the brilliant rook sacrifice here, which I of course took, and it's the best move. And I noticed that, oh, my opponent can sack the rook here. It is dangerous. It looks dangerous. It's not very good. But I knew intuitively once again that I can actually get out of this because I am 800, but also is my opponent. Surprise, surprise. So you're playing with the people in the same rating as you. So if you know certain stuff, then they know. And if you don't know, then they also probably don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. I really don't know how else can I explain this to everyone. But we have queen on g6 check. You know, and here you cannot take again because this is pinned. So my opponent really pinned the hell out of me, and I should have became scared, but I was like, no, okay, so I do the only move that I'm allowed. I'm forced to go here, and look at this. My opponent just completely threw the whole last game. He gave me a 2.8% advantage or percent, or I really don't know what this is, but he gave me the advantage back just because he was greedy and he really wanted to take this foolish horse that was accidentally standing there. Okay, so here I just take back the bishop. I'm like, fine, sir, you take the horse, I take the bishop. I'm +2, I'm being chilling. Why should I care? So I was back to safety. Okay, but this still doesn't look very safe, right? My king is very exposed. He has this move, so I have to move my rook. And here I go here. An inaccuracy. No. I don't care. Okay, listen up. Look what happens next. He goes here, which is another inaccuracy. Here, I probably had some better moves. Let's see what would be the best move here, because I feel like some discovery would be better. Yeah, like this, okay? This would have been better, but I didn't find that move. I just really cared about my king's safety at this point. So look how many moves did I move my king. So he moves here, I go here. So he goes here, I go here. And then he goes here, and then I go here. And I literally, guys, manually castled up from one side to another. Look at this. Then he goes here. Okay, here I went with the rook because I was like, okay, this is then going to happen. But he goes here, I take the pawn, he takes this, I move. Complete blunder. The game is over. It's actually equal, but it doesn't matter. The game is completely over. I completely blundered, but my opponent doesn't see it. And then I just go back to safety. And now all of a sudden, Stockfish is saying this is the best move, and that he is actually like saying that my plans were okay now, I guess. So now my king went from h8 to b8. He just walked around, okay? It's that simple. He takes, here I take with the king, because if I had taken with the queen, he can take this, but then I can also take this. I didn't really see it until I ended the game, so that's why I took with the king. Here he goes with this move. He was seeing ghosts. So I do this. Another greedy missed win. He goes here. I don't care. I give a check. He goes here, and this is just GG because we have this. And after this, it's literally game over. It is checkmate on the board. Okay, guys? This is just crazy. Like, one moment ago, I was in a... Wait. This is now lagging, but I was in a position like this, okay? This looks so miserable for black. And then at the other moment, I'm actually the one who is giving checkmate. Like, how is that possible? Chess is just so wild, guys. So you should never resign, you should never give up, because you always, if you have enough pieces, I think you should always be able to find out some strategy. Even if you don't win at the end, like I did here, even if I lost the game, at least I would be calm knowing that I actually did my best and try my best to save my king, okay? Estimate is 650 for the opponent and 700 straight up for me, okay? This game was just wild. I really enjoyed playing this one. It was so stressful, but it was really exciting at the same time. And now we have the last game, which is the third game. Look at the accuracy. Just look at, also I have one brilliant move here, guys. I sacrificed, a little spoiler, the rook, okay? I have 65.4% accuracy, opponent has 444. And here I played with the white pieces, finally, so that's why you can see my sacrifice here. But it wasn't the usual knight sacrifice that I do in the Italian, because he played the Gucci piano. We went for Evans. And here, after all of these book moves, after he takes here, look at this. I literally just have to sacrifice my bishop here, and everything would be being chilling for me, because after he takes, then I guess I have this and blah, 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 blah. Okay, but none of that happened, actually, because whenever I play the Evans, I'm very comfortable playing Evans, but I always, for some reason, forget about that sacrifice. I don't know why, I just forget about it, and I always take with my horse here. Why? God knows why. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's continue. So he goes here, and I immediately pull out the great move out of my sleeve, which is just simple e5. He moves, and I go here. Let's see the best move, probably against sacrificing the bishop. Oh, okay. A mate threat. That's even better, okay? I didn't see it. I go here. He blunders up. Okay. Now I realized, like, okay, I have to literally move my bishop. This was pointless, but it doesn't really matter. At least I will give this check on e1. I really love rooks on e1, guys. At least I'm gonna do it, you know. I don't know why. So here, he put his knight here, and I forgot about this knight standing here and looking at this. So I literally just took this up. And I was like, okay, opponent, I'm going to give you some odds. I'm going to, you know, make it harder for myself to play, just to see can I actually do it. And I did it. Surprise, surprise. Spoiler alert. I did it. So he moves back here. And now I sacrifice the rook. You know what's the point of this sacrifice? This was completely accidental, because Capa didn't actually look and didn't actually see this bishop standing here, to be completely honest. Capa just looked like, let's go. That's how I looked at this. That's how I looked at this, okay? And I won this game, guys, because I had a positive mindset. He didn't take, okay? I didn't realize that it was a brilliant move. I didn't realize that it was a sacrifice. If I did, I would have probably found the best move after this and blah, blah. I would know the plan. But here I didn't know the plan. I have to finish up the video very quickly because my battery is dying. But let me go over this quickly. I move here so that my queen can go on f3. After this, she does, and GG. Literally GG, okay? So estimates are 800 for me, and 300, which is my rating, and 350, which is kind of a little bit embarrassing for my opponent. But we ain't gonna discuss about it. No rating is embarrassing, but when you are higher rating, it's kind of, in a way, can be embarrassing. Like you're 2000, but they're estimating you're 100. Like, what did you do? Okay, but that happens to everyone, so don't worry, guys. Okay. So these were the games. I'm very satisfied with all of them because I was in such bad positions, could have lost a million times, and then I decided just no. Losing was not on my mind, and that is how I won. So guys, I will finish up this video now because my battery on my camera is dying. But thank you so much for tuning in and watching these games, and let me know in the comments down below your thoughts and feelings on them because I really enjoyed them. They were all crazy, okay? And they really show us that you should never give up. So keep a positive mindset. You can do it. I believe in you. You believe in yourself, and that is all that matters. So just believe in yourself and you will literally do it. Okay, so make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel and check out the video description for all of the other info. Guys, that is it from me. I would really love to talk more, but I'm out of breath and my camera is out of battery. So that is it from your chess doctor. Hopefully you enjoyed these games and this video, and that is it. Have a nice day and thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.